Welcome to the break room, the break room. 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 Sit back, relax, as we chit-chat about this and that. Now stay tuned, stay tuned. We got an hour to empower, a lifetime to uplift your spirits, but inspire the talented and gifted. We here to motivate, let's get it. Come cop a squat, let's talk about your business endeavors or whatever's on your mind. We got time today, pick any topic, cause it's going down on the break room, the break room. Welcome to 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 the break room, the break room. Break room, break room. Welcome to the break room, the break room. Welcome to the break room, the break room. Welcome to the break room, guys and gals. I'm your host, Mercuree, the personality, and guess who I have for you guys tonight? I'm super excited. I'm always excited, but I'm super excited because I'm bringing you guys back Charles J. Kelly, because we're not done with him, okay? We have the final word. We're dealing with taxes because I'm trying to get you guys up on it early for tax season. I know, you're like, what month is it? I know, but I'm trying to do it early for you guys, so you can always go back to the archives and check it out if you missed anything, okay? So we're with Charles J. Kelly and his final word about taxes, CPA life, accountant life, and all things finances. So, I'm not done. I have another surprise guest for you guys because we're chopping this one up, all right? We have another surprise guest. She's a boxing trainer. She's dope as ever, okay? Connected with her on Instagram to bring her to you, okay, guys? Because you know I love all things boxing, all things fitness. So we're going from fitness to finance. Don't know how I'm doing it, but it's getting done. I'm bringing you guys Suki. Suki. Yep, I'm bringing you guys Suki. You'll find out who she is in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, okay? So, get your drinks, get your snacks, and we'll be right back with the break room.
What is accounting? Accounting is essentially the language of business. Well, then you ask, what's business? Business comes in many forms, but the typical 2 ways would be through service as well as sale of goods. So, for instance, if you have a car and you sell the car, that would be a sale of goods. If you go and you take your car to go get maintenance for oil and maintenance, then they would be providing a service for you. Those are the 2 different types of business. Who speaks this language? Well, essentially there's 3 different types of people who speak this language. You have your internal workers. So essentially if you are creating the cars, everybody on the inside of the business wants to be on the same page. They're going to be using financial statements inside the business. Then you're going to be having your externals, such as your investors, people who want to put money into your business to see it succeed as well as make some money for themselves. And then you have Uncle Sam. He wants to go ahead and tax you. All 3 speak different languages. So for instance, if you're selling the car and you make $1 million, well, that's great for your investors. They want to put money into you. But for Uncle Sam's purpose, he wants to tax you off that $1 million. So it's your goal to try to make that as low as possible. How do you communicate? We communicate multiple different ways. The first way would be internally, using financial statements. Financial statements consist of 3 different documents. You have your balance sheet, which is a snapshot in time of the financial health of your company. You also have your income statement, which represents your profits that you've made over a period of time, typically a month, 3 months, or a full year. And then we communicate through statement of cash flows, which is essentially letting you know how much money that you have at any given time so that you can make a power move. This is how we communicate internally. Externally, we use these same exact financial statements, but we follow rules called GAAP, Generally Accepted Accounting Principles, where we have to follow the rules provided by the government. But it's the same financial statements. Now, we also communicate through the government for tax purposes using the Internal Revenue Code, and we communicate with them using 1040s and different schedules on the tax return. These are 3 different languages for 3 different purposes, and as an accountant, we have to communicate in all 3 areas. Typically, when I talk to a client, they may know one area really well. They know how to make their profits, or they may know how to do their taxes really well. But the value of an accountant is that an accountant can speak all 3 languages.
We're
back, guys. Welcome back to the break room. And of course, you know, I'm your host, Mercuree, the personality. I always have to say it every time I bring it back on in because we never know who's just tuning in, okay? We never know who's our new viewer, who's our new person with their eyes on us. We don't know, so we have to reintroduce just in case, okay? So in any event, we're back with Charles J. Kelly. I wanted to say it with stateliness. But this is CJ, the smart guy. We're back with him. He's going to let us know. Anything else that you feel that I didn't cover?
On an accounting level, no.
Okay.
But then we have the investing side, and that's the fun part.
Okay.
So,
give us a little synopsis of some of that.
So say...
Because we didn't get into cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, so I wanted to kind of get into that before, you know, tell me what you want to tell me, but you know.
So say one of the biggest questions I get is how much money should I invest and what should I invest in?
Okay.
And what I would say is there are 5 different asset classes. You have like your physical assets, you know, that might be like a machine that creates something.
Okay.
You know, you might have, you know, your money, which is another type of asset, your currencies.
Okay.
You know, so you have your...
Because that can make more money.
Correct. You have your American money. You might have your euros. You might have your cryptos.
Okay.
Those are those. You might have your emotional assets. So, for instance, like a painting. It doesn't actually bring you value, but it brings you value because it's sentimental.
They have emotional assets. Because I'm over here like emotional assets.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a painting, like a mural, like a statue,
Correct.
like so anything art related or music collection that's old, or like an old guitar, like an old heirloom from your grandmother.
It brings you value. But
it's sentimental
value.
Right.
But those things still sell. Baseball cards.
Yeah.
There's this little piece of cardboard.
Coins and stuff,
Correct.
right? Okay.
So those are, you know, different types of assets. You have people. People are assets. You bring me value. You make me laugh. You make me smile. You know, you have different shows. You bring personality to the whole world. So you are assets. So you bring me value over the course of years. So you're important. See?
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So how do you write that? Like, what do you do that? So how do you, what's that? Like,
so you always want to make sure you know, keep in touch with the people that bring you value in life. You know, if somebody's bringing you value, they're an asset. If they are somebody that can cause you to get in trouble, bring harm to you, that's liability.
Right.
We get rid of liabilities.
Right.
You know, and then what you have left is your equity. That's the skin you have in the game. That's what you have left with.
Okay.
And so, you know, we
so
like
equity
assets.
is okay.
Yeah. So assets minus liabilities equals equity.
Okay.
Whatever value you bring minus the things that we don't resonate like, whatever's left with that's what we're working with. That's your equity into
Okay.
it.
And what other asset? Because we have personal, we have emotional, we have currencies, and then we have what you said. See how fast I lose stuff.
Then we have assets such as like oil. We have like minerals. You know, natural resources where you can use the oil to be able to drive from point A to point B.
Gotcha.
And so if you are somebody who is wondering what to invest in,
right, so it would be one of those things. Well, it could be a person, right? So you would want to find something that has to do with emotional. So find some art, invest in that. Find someone, a person that is great at something, invest in them. Boom. You know, find a building, invest in that. And then find what else?
Currencies.
Oh, so we gotta find some Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So
Bitcoins don't change no matter where you go. I've learned that.
Yeah, see?
Okay.
So right now, you know, in America, we use the U.S. dollar.
Right.
The U.S. dollar is not backed by anything, but we all accept it as valuable because we all accept it.
Right.
The euro.
United States used to be the juggernaut. That's why. Right.
In Europe, they have the euro. And so most countries have their own currency. Well, the problem with it is that if you were going from America to, you know, let's say you're going to Europe, you'd have to transfer your money.
Right.
You'd have an exchange rate. You might lose money.
Yep.
You might gain money.
Right.
You never know.
It's like a crapshoot. Never know.
Correct. Well, now with cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin, you can now use the same Bitcoin in America as you would in Europe.
Right.
So if you look by airports, so I know like in Amsterdam and Senegal, like Akon, he actually has his own cryptocurrency in Senegal, in West Africa.
Okay.
And so.
And what's that called?
Acoins. Acoin.
That's so cute. Oh my God. I mean, it's typical because, it's Akon, but that's fly. I love it. Okay.
So you can use that coin across the entire world.
Nice.
And so if you're traveling
a
lot.
Smart man.
Exactly.
This man is really smart.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
You can use that cryptocurrency around the whole world instead of having to exchange it for a different currency.
Right.
And so, that is where the wave is going.
It's very expensive though. We were supposed to get on the Bitcoin trail like 12 years ago or something.
Yeah. A long time ago. I actually learned about Bitcoin from the movie Dope from A$AP Rocky.
Right.
I actually downloaded the Coinbase app, which is where you can get started into your own, cryptocurrency.
Get started.
That's
Say that again.
Coinbase.
Coinbase.
They actually give you a free, I think it's like $5 to $20. I think it used to be $25 that they gave us.
Get that money.
Yeah. So they give you a
it's
certain
nothing, but it's something.
It is. Because I downloaded the app, I forgot all about it, and my friend called me up. He was like, "Hey Charles, we're rich." And I was like, "Oh, what? We're rich." And then I actually checked my Coinbase account. That $25 that they gave me, that turned into $750.
Wow.
Because the price of Bitcoin had gone up.
Wow.
So I took out $500 because I was like, "Man, I need this $500 right now." And then the $250 actually went down because the price went back down. But that's okay because
you got to snatch out.
I snatched out mine. You never want to be greedy.
Right.
But at the same time, it's very difficult to try to time the top or the bottom.
Right.
But if you taking your profits,
you see some profits, you better snatch something out.
That up.
Right, because you never know.
You never know.
Right.
And so Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency.
Because this is like gambling, guys.
Because you never know when it's going up. It's just like a stock.
Right.
You never know if the stock's going down or bottom.
Right.
But if you do your research on it, then you'll be able to,
kind of see the waves and the fluctuations and stuff.
So
once you've been in it for a very long time, you kind of can get to know the cycles because this is all happening in cycles and little fluctuations and stuff based on the fiscal time of the year and everything. So
and it's long term. So right now, Bitcoin is still somewhat new because, at Starbucks you can use it, but they don't even advertise it yet. So you can use it in a lot of places, but it's not known. In Austin,
the only reason why they're not advertising it yet is because a lot of people are not up on it.
Correct.
As soon as the world gets more up on it, they're going to be letting you know.
Correct.
But right now, it's like a designer handbag. They only made 15,
exactly.
And if they didn't sell, if they only sold 10, they're going to burn the other 5. Or not necessarily in this situation, they're not burning the other money, but what the money that people are not snatching up, they're just keeping it quiet and letting it build.
And to piggyback off of what you said. So the U.S. dollar is based off an inflation market.
Right.
Meaning as time goes on, the buying power goes down.
Right.
Cryptocurrency, because there's a certain amount that will be minted, there's only a certain amount that will be created. As time goes on, the value is going to only increase.
Right.
Because they're not creating anymore. They keep creating U.S. dollars.
Right.
They're not creating any more Bitcoins after a certain year.
Right.
So the value is going to keep going up. So you put in that $5, $10 that just comes from downloading the Coinbase app. 30, 40 years from now, let's just see what that's worth.
Right.
And then be like, "Oh man, I remember Mercuree, the personality, and CJ the Smart Guy was talking about this."
Right.
That can be part of your 401k. That can be something that you can be using for your retirement. Just putting a little bit of money in.
I know you taught me something. I'm downloading the app, and I'm going to forget about it.
There you go.
And I'm going to look at some. Some going to show me some. Because, I got to know a couple of things about some finances. I'm trying to learn.
I got you.
Teaching me. I feel so smart now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my brain.
Yeah. Now you're prepared because as cryptocurrency becomes the normal, you're already beginning. You're already ahead of the game just by knowing this now.
Right.
I study it. You don't have to study it as much as I do.
Right.
But if you are familiar with it, then
just
you're
not to get taken for a ride.
Correct.
Just I want you guys. I don't want you to consume yourself with things that you can hire someone else to do because that's cost effective when you hire people because it frees up time for you to learn other things. So as you how can I say you bone up just to get the gist of what you're going to hire someone else to do for you, but it frees up your time to do other things that have to do with what creates money for you. So that puts that time into you. So it's like your health, you get to work out a little bit more because you don't have to worry about where your finances because you have someone, taking care of that. So pretty much get the gist of whatever it is, from landscaping to, electrical work. Get the gist of it so that you can be able to delegate the task and not get taken for a ride. But don't inundate yourself with too much information, because then you're going to be, how can I say, micromanaging your workers and the people that work for you and work with you. You're going to start micromanaging them, and then they're going to get frustrated with you and not want to work with you. So let's not do that. But yes.
Learn your process from point A to point Z. And once you learn every single piece of your process, you can outsource pieces to your process. Because then you can teach it to somebody exactly how you want it to be done. And if they say you can't be done, then you get rid of them, because you know it can be done because you've already done it.
Right. Absolutely. So that's a great listen, all this advice, all this information, I don't know. Do you need another notepad? Don't worry about it, because we're not cutting it short, because knowledge is infinite. It's always going to continue to keep going. So never stop once this show ends. You continue to learn, all right? We're just giving you, how can we say, a little boost, a little push, a little nudge, things of that nature. No worries here. But in any event, we need to know how to stay in touch with you. Okay. We also need to know if there is anything else.
So right now I'm creating most of my content on Instagram right now. CJtheSmartGuy. So it's at CJtheSmartGuy. That's where you can follow me.
Okay.
So I'm creating content. My podcast right now, when you go to my Instagram, it'll have a link at the very bottom onto where to click for it, because that'll be coming out right along the time as this goes out. So at CJtheSmartGuy on Instagram. And make sure you contact me, because it's almost end of the year. So if you have any questions, you want to make sure you contact the CPay before the end of the year, because once it comes tax season, rates go up. Then you're paying some serious dollars.
And we listen, man. We trying to make some serious dollars. We ain't trying to pay no serious dollars, all right? So catch your CPA by around this time, September, October, November. Definitely before December, or that's your cutoff time. I would say December is the cutoff time, because then all the great CPAs already snatched up.
We consider those franchises like the fast food of
restaurants. Fast food, exactly.
Of course, if you just need something real quick, you might be able to call them. If you have a really easy return, you might be able to go through them.
Right.
But
if you're talking some serious bank, or you're really trying to make some serious bank, trying to make your money work for you, then I think it's best to, find someone of a 5-star palette,
And remember, if we can make the money back for you, if you think paying $500 is a lot, but if we bring you $600, you've already profited from hiring the CPA.
Right.
Don't look at it as, oh, he's expensive. Look at it as, oh, he's profitable.
Oh, I love that. Don't look at CJ like he's expensive. Look at him like he's profitable. I love that. We're using it. It's ours. In any event, so you already know, look for at CJtheSmartGuy. You also know to look for his podcast, which is called
Finance Road Trip.
And you can finance your road trip if you just take his advice.
Exactly.
I'm trying to tell you.
This the one and only big homie Al Scratch, and I'm checking out my homie Mercuree, the personality, y'all. That's every second and fourth Tuesday at 10 p.m. live on the Break Room Talk Show. That's on channel 44, 56, 69, 84, and 1996. Check the show, y'all. It's hot.
Welcome back to the Break Room, guys and gals. I'm your host, Mercuree, the personality, and I told you guys that I was going to be with a fitness trainer, and I got educated today, boxing trainer, okay? So let's just get that together. I'm with my girl, Suki, and she has been an amazing influence on Instagram. I was influenced, I was motivated. I was like, oh, let me get my little boxing thing out, and it started in my living room, and it was working, okay? And so I told you guys I would be sitting with her, because she's going to tell us all about the boxing fitness world and how she got involved. So welcome, Suki. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Of course.
I'm loving this little place. It's gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about yourself, like how'd you get started, where you're from, all that good stuff, all the starting stuff.
Well, I'm from the Bronx, New York. Okay. I just turned 30 last May.
Okay.
How I started boxing, well, actually I started kickboxing.
Okay.
Probably about 7 years ago.
Okay.
And then I saw one of my friends online. She was training some clients and training women.
Okay.
And it inspired me because I'm like, it must feel amazing to train other women. And I saw how motivating she was, and I was like, you know what? I should try that out. At the time that I saw her training, I was in a bad place in my life. I was depressed. I gained a lot of weight. I was probably at the lowest point in my life.
Right.
So I feel like it was God's work.
Right.
And that motivated me to go. I reached out to her. I went on an interview. I got the job. I started kickboxing. Yeah, I was so nervous. I wanted to walk out of there. So I don't know how but thank God I did, because I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Right.
I got the job. Again, I wanted to leave every single day, did not want to do it, but I pushed myself because I was training as well, besides training other people.
Okay.
I lost around 30 to 40 pounds in 2.5 months.
Okay.
Training 4 days a week. I changed my diet. I stopped going out, dedicated my time in the gym kickboxing.
Right.
Besides it changing me in whole, it changed me as a person when I started realizing what it did for other women.
Right.
I didn't know I had that impact on other women, because they would cry. Like if I left the gym, or like once I actually did leave the gym, they would cry to me and they tell me, you don't know what you did for me, because they were going through things at home as well.
Right.
So because boxing healed me,
Okay.
I knew that it could heal other women.
Right.
So I chose to continue training. Again, it changed my life. It saved my life. I changed other women's lives. Fast forward years later, I started boxing again.
Okay.
Because the last time I was boxing was probably when I was like 16, 17.
Did you need a license for that, or
kickboxing?
Yeah, for any type of, doing the training, did you need to get a certification or a license?
That's a good question. When I started kickboxing, no, because we worked with a corporate company.
Okay.
So you basically had to get certified through the kickboxing gym.
Okay.
So they trained you for a couple of weeks, a boot camp style class.
Okay.
They trained you every single day until you got it. They had you start teaching classes.
Okay.
So that's how I started with kickboxing. But boxing, yes, you do
Okay.
have a certification.
Okay.
So it's not a personal training session like lifting weights, but it is a certification that you could teach someone to learn how to box.
Okay.
Or if somebody's advanced, you could also teach advanced trainers. I mean, people.
Right, but
In Salt Lake City, Utah, here at Flash Academy, here to talk about boxing training methods. The materials that you'll need for this are a set of gloves, a band, and also a training partner. And so the first method that we do is something that we do actually on a daily basis, which is very important, especially if you're training a new kid, someone learning how to box, is balance and also how to move your head. You want to be able to move your head when you're boxing side to side, so you're not getting hit from even straight punches or even any type of hooks. So we got a rope from corner to corner here. So we start on one side, go here, back over. Step, here, and here. Step, left, right. Step. Once we get to one corner, take one step back. Same thing. One step back. The next training method that we use is a resistance band that we use on our feet. It teaches our balance, which is very important not only as an experienced fighter, but also as a beginner too. And so you notice how the resistance is, my feet are shoulder width apart. That's where you want to be. If I get too wide, I get off balance. By being off balance is that you get out of the way of a punch, but it's hard to get back to be able to counter a punch. And so boxing is not only evading, but it's also countering a punch too. So you want to be in a position where you can always counter back. And so if my feet get too close, there's too much tension. That releases the tension on your feet. So my feet are off balance. So by being off balance, same thing, I can't get out of the way of a punch, or I can't counter a punch. So you want to make sure your feet are shoulder width apart, and the band teaches you the proper resistance on being shoulder width apart. So as I'm moving, I'm boxing. The the last training technique that we use on a daily basis is one that we condition our shoulders for. And so we have a training partner. So what he basically does is stand over me with his hands above my head. On the sound of the bell, I'm punching straight up for an entire round, okay? It's great having a training partner because you can actually rest. After I get done with my round, I stand over him and he does his, then we can alternate and do 2 rounds of these.
But how long did that take, like, to get the license? And
The certification took me a couple of months.
Okay.
I picked it up pretty quickly. Some people just like pick it up fast. So.
Right.
But I'm still.
they test you, or?
Yes, they do test you.
Okay.
It's a written test and it's also a hands-on test.
Okay.
They see how you do the boxing drills. They see how you're doing the mitt work with the clients. They see you on the bag.
Welcome back to the break room, guys and gals. I'm your host, Mercuree the Personality, and I know you guys see me smiling and all this and all that. One is because look at my outfit. I'm Brooklyn bred, baby. Thank you to my guy Steve over at Brooklyn Bred. Totally appreciate you. You're making me fly, my guy. Loving it. So you guys go over, check out Brooklyn Bred whenever you feel like it. That's brooklynbred.com. Simple, okay? So that's the first reason why I'm smiling. Second reason I'm smiling is because I just be smiling, okay? And the third reason is because I'm bringing you guys valuable content. We went from finances to fitness. We're just hooking us all up, okay? This is what we do here, all right? So that's the third reason why I'm smiling. And, you know, this is also the time I gotta tell you guys, see you down the road. And you know I don't like doing that, but the silver lining, this is why the fourth reason why I'm smiling. Because the silver lining is that I'm gonna see you guys in 2 weeks. So you guys just tune in 2 weeks from now and I'm here for you, okay? So be good until then. And the break room is gonna be good too, all right? So stay tuned for our next guest, all right, guys? See you down the road.
Back and take a break with us here on the break room, the break room. Come back and take a break with us here on the break room, the break room. Come back and take a break with us here on the break room, the break room. Come back and take a break with us here on the break room, the break room. It was an honor and a privilege to have you come and kick it. Just wanted to say thank you. Hope you learned a little something related to Tab It and see you in the New York hip to the high minute. Since we sparked your interest, hit us right quick and come back and take a break with us here on the break room, the break room. Come back and take a break with us here on the break room, the break room. Come back and take a break with us here on the break room, the break room. Come back and take a break with us here on the break room, the break room.